forgot about everything I did. And I pushed it back to the recesses of my mind so far back that I am not even kidding you guys. I asked Carlos, like 3 months ago, he was wearing the ex-porn addict or the ex-masturbator, and I saw somebody else with the ex-porn addict, and I was like, so what other shirts do you got? Because I seriously forgot that when I was 13, 14, and 15, I struggled with that so bad, and Christ set me free, and when he totally set me free, I didn't ever want to think about it again. I was silent about it, and I'm just shocked to tell you, I seriously forgot that I even struggled with that. And it wasn't until the t-shirts, but it wasn't just the t-shirts, it was hearing the detailed testimonies. I know some people probably dog, like, why do you have to get into so much detail? Like, that's not appropriate. You shouldn't talk about all that. Our children might hear it. But the reality was that I needed to hear you tell me exactly what it was that you struggled with, because if I didn't, wouldn't even remember what I had gone through. Because I could never vocalize. Like, just saying I used to masturbate, like, I couldn't say it, even though I had done it. And so, basically, like, God showed me, like, Stephanie, you are not fully surrendered to me. You say you love me, and you try really hard to love me and give me glory, but you're not fully surrendered, and you are still a slave to your shame, and you are more committed to that than me. And so, like, basically, he's like, you need to make a decision. He made it really clear. On that Saturday, he brought all those memories back. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was in shock. I told my best friend, I was like, I have to get to this church on Sunday. Some of you guys remember the first day I walked in, you were like, oh, who'd you come with? I'm like, nobody, actually. I know Paulo's, but he's not here because he's in Honduras, so I just came in, I was like, I just need to be around you guys. And like, basically that was my spring break, and I wrestled for a week with God, like, God, like, I know I need to make a decision. He's like, you either need to fully surrender yourself to me or just stop calling yourself a Christian, because I can't use you, and I can't fully love you because you won't allow me to. And so basically, I came back that Wednesday night. I brought my best friend, and I bought a shirt, bought the ex-masturbator, and me and my friend bought the ex-porn addict, and we wore them at Viola on the Monday after spring break. And man, I tell you, if you think, like, if you know what God is gonna do when you are obedient to Him, you wouldn't do it. Your flesh will talk you out of it. Okay, I'm serious. You wouldn't do it because, like, the cost is so great to your flesh. But it is so worth it, you guys. Like, before I had even wore that shirt on Monday, I started to try to share my testimony with a few people, and it was so hard. But by Monday, I already shared with like 10 people, and I had no more shame. Like, it was a miracle to me that I could wear the shirt. Like, because wearing the shirt, God was like, Stephanie, would you wear the shirt? And I was like, no, I won't do it. Like, I was wrestling so hard, but it was like, that to me was me fully surrendering to Christ. Now, some of you, like, that might not be the same. Some of you might actually not need to wear the shirt, because that would be pride wearing the shirt. Like, I don't know what you wrestle with, but for me, my shame was my Lord. And God was like, you need to give that up. And so he was like, basically like, you need to wear the shirt. And I wore it, you guys, and my 80-year-old teacher walking in the logic class at 8:30, like, wearing an ex-masturbator. Like, it was awkward because in the Christian world, you don't talk about masturbation, especially girls. Like, you don't talk about stuff like that, and I didn't want to wear that shirt. I wanted to wear this one, because this is easier, because I had already told people about that. But basically, like, God just moved, you guys. Like, I started telling people my testimony, and like, a girl across the hall tells me that, like, she'd been struggling with suicidal thoughts all year, because what she had done the senior year of high school, when she got to Viola, she thought everybody was perfect and nobody had struggled with anything. And so she was living in so much shame, she couldn't tell anybody. She was struggling with suicide, like, and because she didn't ever think that I had struggled with it, because I acted like I hadn't. And nobody talks about it until you break the silence, and God can actually be God and move in people's lives and set them free. And I've experienced it firsthand, and I'm so grateful for this church. I'm so grateful for you guys breaking the silence and for not letting your shame be your Lord, because for too many people, like, the church has shamed people into never talking about the sin that they struggle with. And it's detrimental. That silence breeds, like, that's deceit, and the devil is the father of lies. So, like, I was a child of lies, and God is the truth, but I couldn't even live in the freedom of the truth. And so I've never felt so free in my life. Cost me a lot. Obedience, you know, you're being obedient when it costs cost you a lot, and you can still do it because like anybody can be obedient when it doesn't cost them anything. And so, like, man, like a bunch of my friends persecuted me at a Christian church. People were saying, you shouldn't be wearing that. That's too much information. Why do you need to parade around? Like, are you self-righteous? Like, you hear it all. But then there was those people, like my friend across the hall, who did not kill herself because she wore the ex-masturbator the week after and ordered it. And, yeah, I'm sorry, exfornicator. So, like, God just started moving. A bunch of my friends come to the church, like, people getting delivered, and I can't wait to see what God is going to do in my own next year. So thank you all. Praise God.